Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes More with Pastor. Today is Friday, October 16th. Welcome to another Friday. It is a beautiful, fairly clear day outside. Looks nice. And another enjoyable day yesterday without my favorite kind of weather. It's cool, blue skies, the sun was shining. Yeah, I liked it. I don't know about you, but I did. Um, Psalm 144 is where we are this morning. I had to think about that for a second. Psalm 144, and I'm just going to read the very first verse, and it may sound like an interesting one, but I think it's important for us to consider. Psalm 144 and verse 1 says, "Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight." Um, David was speaking about real battle here. I mean, they did a lot of hand-to-hand combat, and with swords and spears and bows and all those different kinds of things. And so the strength of their hands and their fingers was so important, and the ability to grip and use those things, that their hands and their fingers were precious commodities. Obviously, we don't technically fight in wars that way anymore. But I think, and so this was certainly a prayer about physical war and their physical hands and fingers. But I think it's a prayer that we can pray spiritually as well, because first of all, it's important for us as believers to understand we are always in a spiritual battle. The enemy, Satan, is always looking for a way to deceive and to defeat and to deflect and to hurt Christians. And so we need to be prepared for that. And, we can go to Ephesians chapter 6 and pray for all of those things, like the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness, and, our feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. So we can go through all of those things. And I think every single one of those are vital and important for the Christian as they go into war. But David asked a really important request here, and I think that's important for us to think about. He talks about his hands going to war and strengthening his fingers to fight. You realize that every day you're in a battle, and we're in the battle for the souls of men, our children, our neighbors, our community, who don't know the Lord and who need to know the Lord. There's also other spiritual battles that go on for the hearts of husbands and wives and children within the family unit that God is trying to bring up. And we need to pray and ask God to strengthen our hands and our fingers every single day. And maybe we need to pray for that mother who's raising a little baby, and we need to pray for her hands and fingers as she tries to comfort a crying child. Maybe we need to pray for that teenager or college age student who's using their hands and fingers to write an important paper, maybe one that may be going to an atheistic professor. Maybe we need to pray for all of our hands and fingers as we type emails or text out, and sometimes we allow our frustrations to come out in those moments, and we need to pray and say, God, help to control my hands and fingers to do things that are glorifying to you. Maybe you need to pray for those people whose hands and fingers today are going to be used to be put on the backs of somebody to comfort them during a difficult time. Maybe we need to pray for that man whose hands and fingers are gripping the steering wheel as he's driving that big rig through a really tight spot with lots of other important vehicles around, as he's trying to make it home for an important family function or meeting. We need to pray for the strength and power of his hands and fingers as well, because they need a strong but delicate touch to make it through those difficult things. You could go on and on about the importance of our hands and fingers. Maybe we need to pray for the hands and fingers of doctors who are going to be participating in major and important surgeries. And again, we could just go on and on and on. But I know it may sound like a strange prayer, but our hands and fingers play such a big part. And maybe today we need to take a few moments and ask God to strengthen us, and as he's teaching our hands to war and our fingers to fight, may they war and may they fight for the glory of God. May God use them in the war and fight against the enemy and against Satan, the devil, the world, the flesh, to win a victory for Him. Even in the little things, we need to give our 2 hands and our 10 fingers to God so that He can use them in the fight for His honor and glory. I want to do that today. I hope you will as well. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.